Dreams can make you cry, dreams can make you laugh, dreams can hurt or heal. Hello everyone, it's Lilac Dreams and welcome back to another Horse Riding Tales podcast. So some of you seem to really like the last Horse Riding Tale podcast I did. It didn't do as popular as, some of my other videos, but some of you guys really liked it, and honestly, it was really fun to film, and I had a really, really great idea for a podcast today, and my grandmother is calling me, so I'll be right back. Okay, well, I'm not entirely sure what I was talking about before I left, but I guess we'll just jump right into today's topic, which is questing. So I'm going to be talking about the quests that we have in game, how I think they can be revamped and made better and more fun, as well as some ideas that I have for new quests and new areas. I have kind of touched on those ideas before, and I definitely have talked about questing in the past. This isn't a new topic for me. I already have talked about this quite a bit, but I thought, it'd be a fun topic today to just kind of talk about questing. And the first thing I want to talk about is some ways that the old quests can be improved and revamped, if you will. Because when you start the game and you play the quests, the only thing that you have to immerse you in the game and the quests is this little Nathan icon up here and some dialogue on the screen. What I think something that they could do that would be relatively easy to code into the game is just have Nathan be in-game. So when you have to do a quest, you have to walk up and talk to Nathan. For example, the first quest is to go to the stables and find Nathan, but Nathan isn't actually there. Nathan doesn't actually exist. So maybe what they could do is just have a character stand here, have Nathan stand here. They already have the model and the coding in the game. We know that because of adventure games. All they need to do is change that coding around a little bit to have Nathan stand right here. And then when you're doing the quests in the beginning of the game, you just walk up to the stables and you tap on Nathan to talk to him. You get the same dialogue we've always got, the same dialogue on your screen, just how it works, just how it already is, right? You have that same dialogue, and then when you're done talking with Nathan, he tells you to go do something, right? He tells you to go make saddles or something, and then you come back, and in order to get the next quest, the next dialogue, it'll be like, make 10 saddles, then talk to Nathan. So you make 10 saddles, and then you have to walk up to Nathan and click on him to talk to him. And I think just having Nathan actually standing there, being an actual character in the game, would make the game so much more immersive. I don't know if that's the right word, but it would make the game so much more interactive. It'd make you feel like you're actually in the game. You're actually in the game, you're actually talking to the characters. Nathan would be more than just a little icon in the corner of your screen. He would be an actual person, someone that you can go up to, someone that you can talk to when you have these quests. I think it would just be an easy way, it'd be very easy coding as well, to just put Nathan in the game. It wouldn't be that difficult. Obviously, I'm not a game dev, but as far as I know, it wouldn't be all that difficult. They have the code already there in the game. They could just repurpose it. And I think another thing they could do is when you meet, I don't know what her name is, but she's rude to our character or something. I don't remember what her name is. I think it's like Jessica. Maybe not. I don't actually remember. But she comes up to you and, she talks about how you're not good enough and to be a horse person or whatever. I think it would be good if maybe she was walking laps around the stables. And then whenever that quest came where she talked to you, she stopped, or while you were walking to Nathan, you walk past her and she stops you and talks to you. I don't know if you guys really understand what I'm trying to say, but I understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, she'd just have a walking loop. She'd stop you, talk to you, and whatever. And then Nathan would be like, oh, don't worry about her. She's just trying to make you feel bad or whatever. And I think that would be just a really, really good way to get the characters more in the story rather than some floating voices in the sky. And the same thing goes when you eventually become part of the Skyriders. You go up to the Skyriders and you're supposed to find them, but you don't actually see the Skyriders in game. I think it would, again, be very simple coding for them to maybe just add, a Skyrider flying in the air that you happen to pass, and they stop you and they talk to you. These things I don't think would be very hard to code into the game, and they would just make such an amazing story. They would add so much to the game, just talking to these characters and actually being able to see them instead of just seeing their dialogue on the screen. I just think it would be a really great way, and I don't know if I'm using that word correctly, but into the game, if you know what I mean. Another thing that I think they could do to revamp old quests, or even new quests, is to have you find things. Or when you craft a saddle, maybe you don't keep the saddle. Maybe you get a little bit of money for doing it. Because technically, in the game, you work at the stables, right? That's your job. So why don't you ever get any money when you craft saddles? Why do you just get to keep them? You keep the saddles that you crafted for someone else. You don't actually get any money from them. I think something that they could do is when you complete a quest like that, Nathan gives you a little bit of gold or a couple gems for completing that quest. So instead of just getting some experience, you get some gems or some gold for completing that quest. Maybe even some black pearls or apples, just something, because we don't get anything for completing quests. Once you unlock the level 25 area, there is no incentive to keep you immersed in the quest, to keep you finishing the quest line, unless, of course, you're just trying to finish the story. But other than that, the story, which isn't even that big of a story, it's not even that interesting of a story, in my opinion, from what I remember. I think some gold or apples or gems when you do complete a quest would be really nice. Instead of keeping those 10 saddles that you're probably never going to use ever again, you get some gold or some gems. I also think there could be some quests where you collect things. We know that they have that coding in the game already from social quests. I think it would be nice if maybe Nathan he drops a bunch of apples all over the ground and needs you to pick them up for him, and you pick them up for him, he gives you some experience and pays you, right? I think these things would just make questing in the game so much more fun and interactive and something to do, rather than just something that you have to do. It makes it something that you can do and something that's fun. I just think those are all really, really fun things that we could do. And the abandoned horse system is something that is really sad to me. When you level up to level 16, there is a horse next to the level 7 area. In the level 7 area, there's a horse laying on the ground. I don't remember how it gets there or what the story behind that is, but basically you need to get it and you need to pick the right options to help it, right? But once you do that, you don't get any reward for doing that. The horse just goes about its day and just leaves, right? I think they could use that system. Maybe every day you have to go out in the wild and find some abandoned horse. If you choose the wrong decisions, it flies away or it runs away. But if you choose the right decisions, you get that horse. Or maybe you bond with that horse. So maybe you don't actually get the horse, but you get some money or apples or something for completing it. So it'd be kind of like a daily thing. I just think that abandoned horse quest was so cool. I remember doing it and thinking it was really cool. And then we never had anything like it ever again. And I just think it's something that they could bring into the game and use it because I remember having so much fun with it. So I think that abandoned horse quest, also, it's kind of hard. The abandoned horse quest. I remember when I was level 16, I had to look on a YouTube video because I couldn't figure out what it meant when it told me to rescue a horse. It didn't make sense to me. a lot of people seem to think that it means you unlock a new area. It doesn't, obviously. So I think there is some room for improvement there. And the old quests, some of them can just be revamped. There are quests where Nathan loses all his horses, so you have to tame them all. And I think instead of just taming them and selling them, there should be a button when you're taming them. It says tame, and then there's just a button that says send to Nathan, right? And because it's Nathan's horse. Or maybe you have to go rescue abandoned horses because they're Nathan's horses that happen to run away. When you make tack for that lady, again, I don't remember her name. I just called her Jessica. I have no idea if it's her name. But that mean girl, she gets the saddle and the tack, not you, if that makes any sense. If you want tack, you have to make it for yourself. I also think that the game relies very heavily on crafting things and mining. And it does. The stories do. But I feel like they should reward you for doing all that mining with, like I said, money in your quests, not just experience. Also, like I said before, after level 25, there's not much incentive to level up. And I feel like maybe if they added money, it would give better incentive to level up. So my next point, other than revamping old quests and coding that they have in the game that they never used again, like the abandoned horse quest, I want to talk about new quests and new areas that they could add. I have a really, really good idea. In my opinion, it's a good idea. I don't know if it really is, but it's an idea that I think they could add into the game. And it's a new area, and it would be new quests, new area, new everything for players that are a high level. So the first thing would be an area that you unlock. Probably around level 35 or level 40, you would unlock this area. So obviously, players that already have maxed out their level automatically have this area unlocked. They don't have to do a bunch of questing before we get there. Now the story ends, spoiler alert, the story ends, I think, with Miss Foxelle trying to steal your horse, and then the Skyriders admitting you into their place. There's some secrets in your family or whatever. And, we don't have much from that. It seems very random. When I was playing, I'm like, wait, what? This is weird. Why are we special? Because of our family, but why? I feel like the story could go somewhere other than that. And my theory was a unicorn forest. Perhaps instead of our character just getting to fly a horse and participate in competitions, she actually has a purpose, which is to save all of the unicorns in Unicorn Forest. Because someone, aka Miss Foxelle, is trying to steal their magic or something. Like Miss Foxelle comes back into Unicorn Valley and Unicorn Forest, and tries to steal all of their magic, all the unicorns' magic. She's trying to hunt down these unicorns and steal their magic. So we have to save the unicorns. We have to go into the forest. We have to find the abandoned unicorns. We have to tame the unicorns. We have to save the unicorns. And the Unicorn Forest area, I'm going to go into a little bit of a description of what I think that could look like. I think it could look a lot like my island, Secret Forest Roleplay, RP, or whatever it's called. If you search my name, Violet Moon 8934, you'll find it. But that is a good example of what I think they could make a new area look. I feel like we need a forest in this game. We have a town, we have a valley field thing, the level 7 area, and we have mountains, level 25 area. But we don't have a forest, like a true forest. A true forest with trees everywhere. We don't have one of those. And I think it would be really, really cool to have something like that. I know that they can't go too crazy on trees because this is a mobile game and it'll cause a lot of lag. They need to be careful about that. But they can still put enough trees or something in this area, And I think it'll be really cool. Maybe the level 25 area opens into a secret forest, and maybe you discover the forest behind the mountains. Maybe your character finds like a secret door or a secret passageway through the mountains in the level 25 area, and it leads to this huge sprawling forest with unicorns hiding in the trees. And maybe there's a path, and then as far as arenas go and things like that, because obviously there are competitions in the game. it leads to a unicorn type, how can I word this? A unicorn type competition where you have to help the unicorns learn how to use their magic again, because they're losing their magic because Miss Foxelle keeps stealing it. So you have to teach them how to use their magic again. So the quests are similar to the pet quests. You have to trace the lines. You have to show the unicorn how to do magic spells. I know this all sounds a little like cliche, unicorns and in a forest. It sounds very much so what you would hear in a fairy tale, trying to steal unicorns' magic and stuff. But I feel like it would add a magical aspect to this game. The game is supposed to be magical, right? So why not have a magic forest that it's your character's destiny, if you will, to save? I think it would be a really, really cool concept, a really cool idea. I would love it. I know a lot of other people would probably love it. All the little girls that play this game would go crazy over saving unicorns from an evil magic stealing person. An evil magic stealing villain. I don't know. I feel like they could just go very in depth with it. And again, it would create a forest area, which would be absolutely amazing, both for photo aesthetic and role-playing aspects. It would be amazing, not gonna lie. And I just think it would be really fun. And I know a lot of people might not agree with me on this, but I agree with me on this, so, that's enough for me. And maybe, I don't know, I think it would be cool. And the Skyriders that you meet in the Skyrider area have to help you. They help you, and maybe there's like a battle against Miss Foxelle or something just a little bit more interactive than the quests that we have now. And I just think it would be fun. And I think the story that I just described is entertaining. I think it would be to a lot of the players. Maybe not all of them. Some of the players might be extremely bored by this, but that's fine, because I think it would be fun for most of the players, if not all. And they can add different things like getting clothing from doing quests or getting money from doing quests, kind of like I mentioned before, and I just think it would be fun, honestly. I think these things are great. I'm probably missing a bunch of points that I wanted to touch on, but I love these ideas. And another thing, I know a lot of people want Western stuff. I know this is a bit off topic, and I'm just going to touch on it a little bit. I can do a whole separate podcast for Western in this game if you guys want it. This game is definitely an English writing based game. We have Western saddles though, but you can't actually craft any of them, and we don't have any Western competitions. And I think those could be added, but not as quests. And again, if you guys want me to go into a full video on how I think Western could be implemented in this game, then please let me know, and I definitely will do that. But this video is more about questing, right? I just think these things could be added to questing and just add so much more reason to play, so much more to do, so much more fun, interactive things to do. Obviously, the first step would be to revamp the old quests. Like I said, add Nathan, so he just stands there. I'd be jealous for new players because I'd want to do it too. But add Nathan into the game as an actual character. Revamp some of the old quests. Add money and stuff. Maybe not necessarily to the old quests, but to the newer quests that they would add. Because I've kind of given up hope for them adding new quests, not gonna lie. And I just think it would be really fun. It would be really interactive for them to first revamp the old quests for new players to have more fun. And then add some new quests for old players to have fun. And I just think it would be really cool. And if you guys have any more ideas or topics on this matter, please leave them in the comments, because I can't think of anything else to talk about. If you want me to do another podcast about Western writing, then let me know in the comments below. I think that's the end of this podcast. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you like podcast videos like this, make sure to let me know in the comments and leave a like on this video so I can make more of them, because like I said, they're not as popular as some of my other videos. I guess I understand why. It's just a little unfortunate, but that's fine. Oh, my face. You can't even see my face. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone!